What's up, guys, and welcome back to the 6 yard banter. And wow, it's Chelsea 5 and West Ham United 1. This game, yeah, is a game of drama, a little bit of frustration, but also some serious, exciting signs for the future. Let's do a breakdown and talk about everything that went on in the game. So Cole Palmer pulled out of the starting lineup in the last minute for precautionary measures, and that felt like a huge blow. Well, Enzo Maresca at the end of the game confirmed that it was just for precautionary measures and nothing much. Apparently, Palmer had not been 100% in the last few days, say 4 to 5 days. So, ri- risking him in the game could have led to something else or something worse. So, fingers crossed he's back for the game against Fulham. But in the absence of Palmer, it was no Palmer and no problem because Estevao Willian was there. And he took the game by the scruff of the neck and did everything he could possibly do. And he ended up winning the Man of the Match award. And that kid is just so brave. He's got a lot. And it feels like we've not seen nothing yet. So it felt like without Palmer, the creativity in tight spaces was just going to be so obvious and lacking. Oh, and Chelsea started very, very slow, still doing that sideways passing, and it's just very, very boring and sometimes very sickening. Anyway, as the game went on, Chelsea grew into the game, and for some reason, Estevao William lost the ball to Paqueta as he tried to do a flick pass, and Paqueta drove the ball to 25 yards of shooting range and whipped the ball, and it went straight into the net. It went over Sanchez. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Sanchez, and I'm going to leave Sanchez for later. So we just move on to the next one because I don't want to start with Sanchez now. Okay, so after Paqueta scored, Chelsea responded and Enzo made a cross and Joao Pedro responded and nodded the ball into the net. Chelsea woke up. Joao Pedro equalized with the header from Neto's cross. Okay, it was Neto, sorry. It was Neto's cross. It was a great movement, clinical finish. You could see that they were already growing into the game, and it not long. The response was just not long at all. We did not even allow West Ham the room to feel confident and all that. And then Neto himself got on the score sheet from a cross from Enzo Fernandez. You could see the box crashing thing that Enzo Fernandez did last season. Seems like he's going to continue from there. I hope that he does it well this season. Maybe he'll be able to get more than the goals and assists he got last season. Enzo grew into the game, combining with Estevao Willian for our third goal, and this was the moment. This kid, it's just 18 years, but it looks so matured. It looks like he's been playing in the Premier League for a long time. Very direct. His runs, his confidence on the ball, even shouting and dishing out instructions at teammates. You could see the confidence oozing. Like once you give the ball to him, you just know that something is just about to happen. And the cross he made that led to uh, Enzo Fernandez's goal was just sublime. Was just sublime. That's maturity and leadership in a teenager. It's just beautiful and exciting to watch. Looks like every talent Enzo, we lost Hazard and ended up getting Palmer, and it just did not end with Palmer. Now we have Palmer, and then we have Estevao William, and hopefully we're gonna have Xavi Simons. See, the difference between Hazard's time and Palmer's time is that Hazard never had a lot of people to work with him to share the burden with, but Palmer looks like he's gonna have a lot to work with, a lot of people to share the burden and assist burden and goal scoring burdens with, and because we get God God fingers crossed we get Xavi Simons, who has actually played his last game for RB Leipzig and lost heavily to Bayern Munich, 6 goals to nil. I'm glad he did not do nothing anyway. I'm really really glad. So it won't look like Bayern will try to poach him or steal him from Chelsea again. Anyway, moving on. What I was saying was that Palmer has a lot of people to share responsibilities with in the likes of Estevao, himself, Xavi Simons, and Pedro Neto looks like he's a man on a mission. He's got something different, a mission different from what the rest of his teammates, and it's just exciting. They look like they're locked in. But one question I have to ask is that uh, is it Chelsea getting fitter or West Ham United looking weaker and out of shape? Because they sure look like they did not have legs to run or track back or anything. Anyway, Estevao William becomes the youngest player ever to register an assist in the Premier League, and he also ended up winning the Man of the Match award. At the end of the first half, Chelsea came on in the second half and continued cruising from there. The second half started with Caicedo pouncing on the keeper's error to score on his 100th appearance. If Esteva had not won the Man of the Match, well, I'm going to be making a shout. I would have made a shout for Caicedo to win the Man of the Match award, because he's just so unreal. He's just so. I've seen Kante, and we've seen Makaleli, Makaleli. But Caicedo is just on a different gravy, and he's only just 23, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the future is really, really looking bright, and I'm happy. I'm happy, and we could see some tactical flexibilities in the team today. Caicedo was dropping back to make the back line a four-man defense. It means like Cucurella, then Caicedo, then Tosin, then Chaloba moves to the right wing, and then the right wing move would invert into the midfield, or sometimes vice versa. Cucurella inverts into the midfield. It was just a lot of movements and runs and positional plays and interchanges and all that, and it just looked so beautiful and lovely to watch. Then Trevor Chalobah, the man that Chelsea threw away, rejected, disrespected, and all sorts, came back in the second half and scored his own goal from the corner. The West Ham United defense, they just look so out of pace and out of it. It could even Graham Potter as well looked like he did not even know what he was doing for some reason. I don't know, the spark is just not there. Nothing. They just look a shell of the West Ham United that used to turn up there for derby matches and all that. Anyway, for Chaloba, you could just feel how much that goal meant to him. That he stayed grounded, and he's risen to whenever he's called upon, he rises up to the call, and he just doesn't back out. Anyway, By then, West Ham were already finished. Neto looked like I was just talking about Neto. Now Neto just looks like a man on a mission. Delap worked out anyway, and I know a lot of people will say Delap did not do nothing, but Delap made the rest of the attackers okay have more opportunities in the game because he kept the centre backs occupied. Without Delap in the lineup today, I don't think we would have had enough flexibilities and runs because what he occupied them with his presence and kept dragging them away because what it was always their attention would be on him, making space for the rest of the attackers to run and make moves. Anyway, I'm still on this. Our defense line is still lacking Levi Colwell. Okay, we're still missing the presence of Levi Colwell. And for a team that is going to be challenging in different tournaments, the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup, we do need one more defensive cover. And it's lovely to see Fofana back in the game. He took part in the second half. He came on in the second half, and I was scared for at some point. Fofana has really created PTSD in me. I have PTSD from Fofana. If he goes down, I'm scared. If he makes a pass, I'm scared. If he stands, I'm scared. If he gets tackled, I'm scared. If he goes for a tackle, I'm scared. I'm just so scared for him because it just looks like his hamstring is made of cheese. Anyway, like I said in the previous video that in about 3 to 4 match week, the Chelsea should look sharper and fitter, and it's just a second weekend. They're looking better than they did against Crystal Palace. You could see they were moving faster and they looked sharper. Their runs and everything, and sometimes they went toe to toe with the players of West Ham, and they came out up top. So I feel like we fans should give the Chelsea team and the manager some slack, and hopefully we'll see the reward of it all on the long run. So back to Sanchez. We seriously need to have a discussion about Sanchez. Are we going to have another Sanchez drama this season? In the days of Czech and other goalkeepers before him, this set of keepers have single-handedly helped won matches for us. A case where we managed to score one goal, and that's just it. And how many times have we seen so many dramas coming from Sanchez? I understand that Estevao William lost the ball, okay, in an area that he ought not to have done, but that was still quite a distance away from the goal post, and Paqueta having to, with no one closing him down, was still 25 yards away from the goal post, and he whipped a shot that Sanchez saw, and he just could not. What is he always doing? Why is he always in space in his head? I've played grassroots football. I've played youth football. I've played club football, and this is just something that is unheard of. Things like this will definitely piss you off. The players will start to lose confidence in you, and then the defenders, the people ahead of you, are not as confident as they ought to, because they are scared you might he pulls something silly again. In a season where we have the Champions League, in a season where we are playing, we want to be competitive, we want to be serious contenders, and we have Robert Sanchez in goal. How long are we going to do this for? The sporting directors really need to look into this. It is just, I refuse for Sanchez to put me through what he did last season. Last season was crazy. Last season had my heart in my mouth many times. And I'm sure the case is the same for a lot of Chelsea fans out there. Are we going to start this again this season? I mean, it's just the second week and we've already started seeing Sanchez drama. Sanchez, please, for the love of God. The directors, okay, that is Doranoma, okay, in PSG, whose relationship with the club has hit rock bottom. We can do something. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I don't want to bore you guys with transfer news because it's just going to take out the steam and the excitement from everything that has been said and talked about in this video. Probably tomorrow I'll come up with news that have been flying about, and we'll look forward to the rest of the top 6 matches with Tottenham going to the Etihad to face Manchester City, Arsenal playing against Leeds, Fulham taking on Manchester United, and the big one, which is Liverpool facing Newcastle at the Anfield Stadium. These are tough matches, but I believe that Man City is going to win, probably with a 2-goal gap or 3. I believe Arsenal is going to win comfortably, and I wish they do not win. And I think that the game against between Liverpool and Newcastle is also going to be it's the one for the week, and it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to probably end in a 2-1 win or a 1-1 draw. Let me know what you guys think about everything, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, as I would like to hear what you guys like to know your thoughts on everything that has been said. Until then, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Peace.